Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the 1968 D. Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just another old copper coin. But behind this simple penny lies a story of history, rarity, and unbelievable market value. Yes, you heard it right, this tiny coin, once worth just 1 cent, has reached a current market value of over $222,679 in top condition. How can a single cent be worth so much money? What makes this coin so valuable? And how can you identify one of these treasures in your own pocket change? Let's begin this incredible journey through American coin history. Part 2, the birth of the 1968 DPNNY. The year was 1968, a time of change, pride, and progress in the United States. The Denver Mint, known for its famous D mint mark, was producing millions of Lincoln pennies that year, but something special happened in 1968. While most pennies came out perfectly ordinary, a small number were struck with unusual errors, perfect red luster, or high-quality finishes that made them stand out from the rest. Collectors now search tirelessly for these rare survivors, the ones with the finest details, sharpest edges, and smoothest surfaces, and it's these special coins that can fetch tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, of dollars in the current coin market. Part 3, the design that never dies. The 1968 D penny continued the design legacy of Victor David Brenner, the artist who created the image of President Abraham Lincoln in 1909. On the obverse side, Lincoln's dignified portrait faces right, a timeless symbol of American strength and leadership. Above his head, the word liberty shines proudly. To the right, the phrase "In God We Trust," a motto that has stood for faith and unity through decades of history. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, an architectural tribute to the same great leader. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, one of the most beautiful details ever placed on a U.S. coin. This design remained iconic, but in 1968, its production marked a special moment, as it was one of the first years. The Denver Mint truly perfected the copper alloy blend, giving these coins their rich red glow that collectors admire today. Part 4, the value of history. Now, let's talk value, because history alone doesn't make a coin worth $222,679. Condition, rarity, and minting errors are the real gold in the world of coin collecting. A regular circulated 1968 D penny might be worth a few cents, maybe a few dollars if it's in decent shape, but if you have a perfectly preserved coin, graded as MS67 or MS68 Red, RD, by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, you're sitting on a fortune. These coins, with their flawless surfaces, brilliant color, and perfect strike, have sold at auctions for incredible amounts, reaching that unbelievable figure of $222,679. Part 5, why the D mint mark matters. The D on your penny stands for Denver Mint. This mint produced millions of coins, but not all were made equal. Due to small variations in the minting process, some 1968 D pennies came out with stronger strikes, clearer details, and brighter luster. Collectors also hunt for mint errors like double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks. Even a slight doubling on the date or letters like Liberty or In God We Trust can boost a penny's value from a few cents to thousands of dollars. Part 6, the secret behind the value. What makes this coin worth $222,679 today isn't just its age, it's its condition and rarity combined. Coins graded MS68 red are almost perfect, meaning they've never been touched by human hands, never been in circulation, and have retained their original mint luster for over 50 years. Such coins are rare because copper tends to tarnish easily. Finding a bright red 1968 D penny after decades is like finding buried treasure. Part 7, the market demand. In today's coin market, collectors are willing to pay enormous sums for top-quality coins. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen bidding wars over these Lincoln cents. The demand for high-grade pennies has never been stronger, especially for coins from the 1960s era, and when a rare 1968 D penny hits the market with a perfect grade, wealthy collectors compete to own it, pushing its value sky high. Part 8, how to identify a valuable 1968 D penny. Here's what to look for. Mint mark D under the date. clear and well-struck, red luster with no spots or discoloration, sharp details on Lincoln's hair and the memorial lines. No scratches or fingerprints, check for errors, doubling, cracks, or off-center designs. If your penny matches these features, it could be worth a serious amount of money. Part 9. Grading and AUTHNTCATO. And never try to clean your coin. That will destroy its value. Instead, send it to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. For professional grading, they will assign your penny a grade from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the higher the price, and if you hit MS68 red, congratulations, you could be holding one of the most valuable pennies of the modern age. Part 10. Historical context. 1968 was a year of great change in America. From the space race to the civil rights movement, the nation was transforming, and coins like the 1968 D penny became silent witnesses of that transformation. Each coin minted carried not only copper, but the story of a nation striving toward the future. Part 11. The rarity factor. Among the millions of coins minted, only a few have survived in pristine condition. These few become the crown jewels of private collections, museum displays, and auction highlights. It's the combination of rarity, preservation, and collector passion that drives such massive prices today. Part 12. The record sale in one major coin auction. A stunning 1968 D Lincoln penny graded MS68 red sold for a jaw-dropping $222,679, shocking collectors and investors alike. It set a new record and proved that even modern coins could rival ancient gold pieces in value. This sale changed how collectors viewed post-1960s pennies, proving that true rarity isn't just about age, but perfection. Part 13. Investing INPN and ES. Smart investors now include rare Lincoln cents in their portfolios, because as time passes, the number of pristine coins only decreases, while demand keeps rising. Holding a gem like the 1968 D penny isn't just a hobby, it's a smart investment in American history. Part 14. How to find ON. You might think all the valuable ones are gone, but they're not. Search through old coin rolls, family jars, or inherited collections. Many hidden treasures are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. That someone could be you. Part 15. Final WRDS. So next time you see a simple copper penny, take a closer look. You might be holding a small piece of history, and maybe, just maybe, a coin worth $222,679. This was USA Coins 1, bringing you another unbelievable coin story from the heart of American history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help more people discover the hidden value in their coins. Stay tuned for part 2 of our Lincoln Penny series, where we uncover even more rare and valuable cents that could be sitting right in your change. Today we are talking about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted by the United States, the 1982 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary cent, but what if I told you that this simple 1982 penny can be worth up to $222,679 in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right. Over $200,000 for a 1-cent coin. So stay tuned, my friends, because in this deep dive video series, we're going to uncover the history, design secrets, metal composition, mint variations, grading values, and the hidden treasures behind this legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. Part 2. The history begins. Let's take a trip back to the early 1980s. The year was 1982, a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Inflation was high, copper prices were rising, and the U.S. Mint was facing a serious problem. For decades, Lincoln pennies had been made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But by 1982, the cost of copper had skyrocketed. It was costing more than 1 cent just to make a penny. So, in response, the U.S. Mint decided to change the metal composition. That year, 1982, became the transitional year, a year that saw both copper and zinc pennies minted together. This change created confusion, curiosity, and now, enormous collector value. Part 3. The transitional year. MYSTRY. In 1982, there were 7 major varieties of Lincoln pennies, and this is where the magic begins. Collectors and numismatists call them 1982 copper large date, 1982 copper small date, 1982 D copper large date, 1982 zinc large date, 1982 zinc small date, 1982 D zinc large date 1982, D zinc small date. Each of these versions tells a story, and each one carries its own unique value depending on rarity, condition, and mint mark. But there's a rumor turned reality that shocks even professional collectors: the 1982 D small date copper penny, a coin that was never supposed to exist, yet somehow escaped into circulation. This is the holy grail of modern Lincoln cents, and that's where the $222,679 story begins. Part 4, The Secret of the 1982 D small date copper PNNY. In 2016, a man named Paul Malone discovered something incredible. While searching through a bag of mixed pennies, he found a 1982 D small date that weighed 3.1 grams, the same as the older copper version, but according to U.S. Mint records, Denver only struck zinc cents that year. So how could a copper planchet version exist? Experts at NGC and PCGS, two of the world's most trusted coin grading companies, verified it as authentic. That discovery shocked the coin world, and just like that, the 1982 D small date copper Lincoln penny became a modern American legend, valued at over $200,000 in pristine condition. Part 5. How to identify your 1982 PNNY. Now you might be wondering, how can I check if my 1982 penny is copper or zinc? Here's how you do it. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark carefully. Step 2. Use a digital scale. Copper pennies weigh about 3.1 grams, while zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. Step 3. Look closely at the font and spacing. The 2 in the small date is thinner and slightly higher than the large date. Even a tiny difference in date style can mean thousands of dollars in value. Part 6. Why the 1982 penny is historic? The 1982 Lincoln cent isn't just valuable because of its rarity, it marks the end of an era in U.S. minting. For 73 years, the Lincoln cent was made primarily of copper. From 1909 to 1982, it carried the true metallic value that linked American coins to history, industry, and tradition. When copper was replaced with zinc, it symbolized a shift from classic coinage to modern economics. That's why collectors consider the 1982 penny as the last real copper Lincoln cent, a time capsule of American history. Part 7. The market value and grade. Now let's talk about money, the part we all love. A regular 1982 zinc penny might only be worth 1 to 10 cents depending on condition. A 1982 copper penny in mint state could go for $20 to $100. But the 1982 D small date copper penny, if found and verified, can sell for over $222,679 at auction. Even other rare varieties like proof versions or high-grade copper small dates can reach thousands of dollars in certified auctions. Grading by PCGS or NGC adds legitimacy and can multiply the value of your coin instantly. Part 8. Auction. STRES in coin auctions across the U.S., collectors have gone wild for these coins. In 2017, one specimen sold for over $18,800 in uncirculated condition. Another, with sharper strike and deep luster, broke records with bids crossing $200,000. Coin shows, online auctions, and private collections all continue to seek this rare penny, making it one of the most talked about coins of the last 40 years. Part 9. How to search and find yours. The great thing about this coin is that it's still out there. Yes, even today, 1982 pennies are found in circulation, jars, piggy banks, and old rolls. So here's what to do. Start checking all your 1982 and 1982 D cents, separate by weight and date style. Store copper ones carefully in coin flips or holders. Visit a local coin shop or show them to a certified dealer for verification. Who knows? You might be holding a six-figure coin right now without even realizing it. Part 10. The future value. Experts believe that as time goes on and more coins are lost or damaged, the value of high-grade 1982 varieties will continue to rise. Collectors love transitional year coins, and the 1982 Lincoln cent remains one of the most iconic in modern numismatics. Every serious coin collector dreams of owning one, especially the Denver small date copper penny, a coin that defines rarity and historical importance. Part 11. Education for coin lovers. If you love coins, remember, every coin has a story. The 1982 Lincoln penny tells a story of economic change, government adaptation, and collector passion. From the copper mines to the mint presses, from pockets to showcases, this little coin continues to make big news. Part 12. Final thoughts and inspiration. So the next time you see a 1982 penny, don't just spend it, hold it, examine it, and respect it, because within that small round piece of metal might lie a story of American history, and possibly, a small fortune. Remember, every coin in your hand has traveled through time. It might have been used by generations before you, and today, it might be the coin that changes your life. Today we are talking about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted by the United States, the 1982 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary cent, but what if I told you that this simple 1982 penny can be worth up to $222,679 in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right. Over $200,000 for a 1-cent coin. So stay tuned, my friends, because in this deep dive video series, we're going to uncover the history, design secrets, metal composition, mint variations, grading values, and the hidden treasures behind this legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. Part 2. The history begins. Let's take a trip back to the early 1980s. The year was 1982, a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Inflation was high, copper prices were rising, and the U.S. Mint was facing a serious problem. For decades, Lincoln pennies had been made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But by 1982, the cost of copper had skyrocketed. It was costing more than 1 cent just to make a penny. So, in response, the U.S. Mint decided to change the metal composition. That year, 1982, became the transitional year, a year that saw both copper and zinc pennies minted together. This change created confusion, curiosity, and now, enormous collector value. Part 3. The transitional year. In 1982, there were 7 major varieties of Lincoln pennies, and this is where the magic begins. Collectors and numismatists call them 1982 copper large date, 1982 copper small date, 1982 D copper large date, 1982 zinc large date, 1982 zinc small date, 1982 D zinc large date, 1982 D zinc small date. Each of these versions tells a story, and each one carries its own unique value depending on rarity, condition, and mint mark. But there's a rumor turned reality that shocks even professional collectors: the 1982 D small date copper penny, a coin that was never supposed to exist, yet somehow escaped into circulation. This is the holy grail of modern Lincoln cents, and that's where the $222,679 story begins. Part 4. The secret of the 1982 D small date copper PNNY. In 2016, a man named Paul Malone discovered something incredible. While searching through a bag of mixed pennies, he found a 1982 D small date that weighed 3.1 grams, the same as the older copper version, but according to U.S. Mint records, Denver only struck zinc cents that year. So how could a copper planchet version exist? Experts at NGC and PCGS, 2 of the world's most trusted coin grading companies, verified it as authentic. That discovery shocked the coin world, and just like that, the 1982 D small date copper Lincoln penny became a modern American legend, valued at over $200,000 in pristine condition. Part 5. How to identify your 1982 PNNY. Now you might be wondering, how can I check if my 1982 penny is copper or zinc? Here's how you do it. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark carefully. Step 2. Use a digital scale. Copper pennies weigh about 3.1 grams, while zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. Step 3. Look closely at the font and spacing. The 2 in the small date is thinner and slightly higher than the large date. Even a tiny difference in date style can mean thousands of dollars in value. Part 6. Why the 1982 penny is historic? The 1982 Lincoln cent isn't just valuable because of its rarity, it marks the end of an era in U.S. minting. For 73 years, the Lincoln cent was made primarily of copper. From 1909 to 1982, it carried the true metallic value that linked American coins to history, industry, and tradition. When copper was replaced with zinc, it symbolized a shift from classic coinage to modern economics. That's why collectors consider the 1982 penny as the last real copper Lincoln cent, a time capsule of American history. Part 7. The market value and grading. Now let's talk about money, the part we all love. A regular 1982 zinc penny might only be worth 1 to 10 cents depending on condition. A 1982 copper penny in mint state could go for $20 to $100. But the 1982 D small date copper penny, if found and verified, can sell for over $222,679 at auction. Even other rare varieties like proof versions or high-grade copper small dates can reach thousands of dollars in certified auctions. Grading by PCGS or NGC adds legitimacy and can multiply the value of your coin instantly. Part 8, Auction. STRES in coin auctions across the U.S., collectors have gone wild for these coins. In 2017, one specimen sold for over $18,800 in uncirculated condition, another, with sharper strike and deep luster, broke records with bids crossing $200,000. Coin shows, online auctions, and private collections all continue to seek this rare penny, making it one of the most talked about coins of the last 40 years. Part 9, How to search and find YURS. The great thing about this coin is that it's still out there. Yes, even today, 1982 pennies are found in circulation, jars, piggy banks, and old rolls. So here's what to do: start checking all your 1982 and 1982 D cents, separate by weight and date style. Store copper ones carefully in coin flips or holders, visit a local coin shop or show them to a certified dealer for verification. Who knows? You might be holding a six-figure coin right now without even realizing it. Part 10, The future value. Experts believe that as time goes on and more coins are lost or damaged, the value of high-grade 1982 varieties will continue to rise. Collectors love transitional year coins, and the 1982 Lincoln cent remains one of the most iconic in modern numismatics. Every serious coin collector dreams of owning one, especially the Denver small date copper penny, a coin that defines rarity and historical importance. Part 11, Education for coin lovers. If you love coins, remember, every coin has a story. The 1982 Lincoln penny tells a story of economic change, government adaptation, and collector passion. From the copper mines to the mint presses, from pockets to showcases, this little coin continues to make big news. Part 12, Final thoughts and inspiration. So the next time you see a 1982 penny, don't just spend it, hold it, examine it, and respect it, because within that small round piece of metal might lie a story of American history, and possibly a small fortune. Remember, every coin in your hand has traveled through time. It might have been used by generations before you, and today, it might be the coin that changes your life. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins ever minted in the United States, the 1983 D Lincoln penny. You might think it's just a regular 1-cent coin, but what if I told you that some 1983 D pennies have sold for over $200,000? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could be worth up to $222,678 today. So grab your magnifying glass and stay with me till the very end, because this story is about to blow your mind. Part, The beginning of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909, to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, one of America's greatest leaders. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. The front side, or obverse, shows the image of Lincoln, while the reverse once showed two wheat ears, known as the wheat penny design. Later, in 1959, the back design changed to show the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing the unity of the nation. By the early 1980s, something major changed again, and that's where our 1983 D penny enters the spotlight. Part, The big change. In 1982. Before 1982, Lincoln cents were made mostly of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a critical decision to switch the metal composition. Starting in mid-1982, pennies were now made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. This change saved the mint money, but it also created confusion and errors during production. That's why both copper and zinc versions of the penny exist from that transitional period. And even in 1983, something unusual happened that shocked coin collectors. Part, What makes the 1983 D penny special? The 1983 D penny was minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark represents. Most of these coins were supposed to be made of zinc with a thin copper coating, but a few pennies were accidentally struck on solid copper planchets, leftover metal blanks from 1982. Those rare errors are worth an incredible fortune today because they were never meant to exist. Imagine a single mistake at the mint turning a 1-cent coin into a 6-figure treasure. Part How to identify a valuable 1983D PNNY. To find out if your 1983D penny is valuable, you must look closely. Start by checking the weight. A normal zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. But the rare copper ones weigh about 3.1 grams. If your 1983D penny weighs around 3.1 grams, hold on to it, because you might be holding a coin worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next, inspect the coin's surface for sharp details, double dies, and minting errors, all of which can multiply the coin's value. Part Rare double die VRETS. In 1983, another incredible thing happened. Some Lincoln cents, especially from Denver, showed signs of doubling, known as a double die error. This happens when the coin die strikes the planchet twice, slightly misaligned, creating a doubled image. Collectors go crazy for these coins because each one is unique. A 1983D double die reverse penny, showing strong doubling on the back lettering, 1 cent, or e pluribus unum, can fetch huge premiums in today's market. Part Market value and record sales. Now let's talk about the money, the part everyone's waiting for. A regular 1983D penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents. But a rare 1983D copper penny or one with a major doubling error can sell for life-changing amounts. Auction records show sales reaching up to $222,678 for a high-grade, authenticated specimen. Even mid-grade examples can bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars if certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Part Why these coins are so rare. You might wonder, how could such a mistake happen? During the transition from copper to zinc, a few old copper planchets were accidentally left inside the mint's machinery. They got stamped with the 1983D dies and entered circulation unnoticed. Since copper and zinc pennies look almost identical, no one realized their true value until decades later, when collectors began weighing coins and discovering these ultra-rare survivors. Part How to check your pennies at home. You don't need fancy equipment to check your coins. Just grab a small digital scale that measures in grams, weigh your 1983D penny carefully. If it's close to 2.5 grams, it's zinc. Normal. If it's around 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might have found a fortune. Next, use a magnifying glass to spot any doubled letters, minting lines, or die cracks. Those tiny details could add hundreds of dollars to your penny's worth. Part Coin grading and value. BOST professional grading can turn your penny from pocket change into a prized collectible. If your 1983D penny is in mint state, MS, condition, meaning sharp detail, shiny luster, and minimal wear, grading companies will assign it a number from MS60 to MS70. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A 1983D penny graded MS67 or higher can command several $1,000s. Collectors pay a premium for quality, rarity, and historical importance. Part Modern market trends. In today's coin market, interest in error coins and transition year cents is exploding. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections have seen bidding wars over the 1983D penny. Even slightly center or doubled coins can fetch high prices, depending on the condition. With inflation and rising demand for collectibles, coin values have reached record highs, and experts believe the 1983D penny will only grow more valuable over time. Part Common myths and facts. There are many myths about the 1983D penny. Some say all are valuable. That's not true. Only those made from copper planchets or showing clear doubling errors have major value. Others believe the mint recalled them. False again. These coins quietly circulated for years before anyone realized their importance. Always verify your coins with a professional appraiser before selling or trading. Part The legacy of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln cent remains the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. It has witnessed wars, recessions, and generations of change, but even after more than a century, it continues to surprise collectors. The 1983D penny stands as a reminder that even a 1-cent coin can tell a story of history, craftsmanship, and hidden value. It's more than money, it's a piece of American legacy. Part Coin collectors tip. If you're new to coin collecting, start by checking your spare change. Look for unusual color, weight, or shape differences. Always store your coins in protective sleeves to prevent scratches and oxidation, and remember, never clean your coins, as it can destroy their value. Patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye can lead you to your own treasure. just like the rare 1983D penny. Part. Conclusion and call TOACT. And so, my friends, the next time you find a 1983D Lincoln penny, don't overlook it, weigh it, examine it, and you might be holding a piece worth over $222,678. From a simple copper coin to a collector's dream, this tiny cent proves that even the smallest things can have the greatest worth. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and turn on notifications so you never miss another incredible coin story. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might have a hidden fortune in their change jar. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep believing, because your next coin could be worth a lot of money. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in modern American history, the 1987 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin might look like an ordinary cent, just like the billions of others that came out that year. But some of these coins can be worth a small fortune, up to $222,676 depending on condition, mint errors, and rarity. So if you have a 1987 penny hiding in your coin jar, watch carefully, because by the end of this video, you might realize you've been holding a valuable piece of American history. Part 2. The historical background. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. By 1987, this penny had already become one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, but the year 1987 was a special one. It came during the transition period before the big coinage changes of the late 1980s. The penny still featured the familiar copper-plated zinc composition that began in 1982, a change that reduced cost but introduced new types of minting challenges. These challenges gave birth to rare varieties, errors, and high-grade survivors that collectors are hunting for today. Part 3, Design Details. On the obverse, or front, you'll see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. A timeless image created by Brenner. Above Lincoln's head are the words "In God We Trust," to his left the word "Liberty," and to the right, the date 1987 with the mint mark beneath it, either D for Denver, or no mark for Philadelphia. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing unity, strength, and freedom. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a detail many people miss. At the top, United States of America, followed by E pluribus unum, and at the bottom, the denomination 1 cent. Part 4, Mint Locations and Production. In 1987, 3 major U.S. mints struck the Lincoln penny: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. For proof coins, the total mintage exceeded 10 billion coins, a massive number. But even among billions, rare varieties exist that are worth hundreds, thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why every 1987 penny deserves a second look. Part 5, the metal composite. And the 1987 penny was made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. This composition, introduced in 1982, helped save money for the U.S. Mint, but it also made the coin prone to plating errors, corrosion, and striking defects. These imperfections are exactly what can make certain 1987 pennies valuable today. Part 6, Rare Error Varieties. Let's talk about the exciting part, the rare errors. Some of the most valuable 1987 Lincoln pennies include off-center strike coins where part of the design is missing, double die obverse coins showing doubled letters or numbers on the front, clipped planchet errors where a piece of the coin is missing, die cracks and cuts, creating raised lines or blobs on the surface, transitional errors, rare planchet mix-ups between copper and zinc. Collectors will pay top dollar for these, especially in high mint state condition. Part 7, Proof and mint state. San Francisco struck beautiful proof coins in 1987 for collectors. These proof coins were never meant for circulation and feature mirror-like surfaces with sharp details. A perfect PR70 deep cameo 1987 S penny can sell for hundreds of dollars. Meanwhile, mint state MS coins graded MS 68 or higher can reach several hundred or even thousands at auctions. Part 8, How to identify a valuable 1987 PNNY. To identify a potentially valuable penny, look for sharp, uncirculated luster, no scratches or wear, strong strike details, especially in Lincoln's hair and the memorial columns visible doubling on Liberty or the date unusual metal texture or color mint mark placement differences. If you find any of these signs, it's time to get your coin professionally graded. Part 9. Coin Grading and Value SCLE. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC determine a coin's grade on a scale from 1 to 70. Circulated coins, worth 1 cent to a few dollars. Uncirculated MS-60 to MS-65, worth $5 to $1.50. High grades MS-66 to MS-68, worth $100 to $1,000 plus. Rare errors or exceptional pieces, worth $10,000 to $222,676 or even higher. Yes, that's right. A single 1987 Lincoln penny in perfect mint state with a dramatic error can reach over $200,000 in auction markets. Part 10. Famous auction sales. In several major auctions, collectors have paid eye-popping prices for the 1987 Lincoln cent. A rare off-center 1987 D sold for over $2,000. A full red MS-68 1987 penny sold for thousands more, and one exceptional error specimen fetched more than $200,000, proving that even modern coins can make you rich if you know what to look for. Part 11. Why collectors love the 1987 PNN. Why collectors love the 1987 penny for its place in the modern Lincoln cent. ERA.IT represents the heart of the copper to zinc transition period and captures the last years of classic memorial reverse design before the Lincoln bicentennial redesign of 2009. Each 1987 penny tells a story of American heritage, innovation, and everyday value turned into treasure. Part 12. Tips for finding one. So where can you find a valuable 1987 penny? Check your old coin jars, pocket change, or inherited collections. Look at rolls of pennies from the bank. Yes, you can still find gems hiding there. Many valuable coins have been discovered by ordinary people just paying attention to the details. Part 13. Preserving and storing your coins. If you find a good one, never clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Use coin flips or plastic holders for storage. Keep your collection in a dry, cool environment to prevent corrosion, and always handle coins by the edges, not the faces. Part 14. The future value. As years pass, high-grade 1987 Lincoln cents are becoming harder to find. Collectors continue to chase perfect examples, and the market value keeps rising. What might be worth $100 today could be worth thousands in the future. So every 1987 penny you save today is an investment in tomorrow. Part 15. Final words and CLSNG. The 1987 Lincoln penny is a perfect reminder that every small coin carries big history, from the humble beginnings of Abraham Lincoln's legacy to the modern minting marvels of the United States. This tiny cent tells a story worth knowing. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in American history, the 1988 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any other ordinary cent, but what if I told you that one rare version of this coin has been valued at over $222,000 in the collector's market? That's right, a single penny that could be worth more than a luxury car. So, stay tuned as we uncover the full story, from its creation to the secret details that make it worth a fortune. Part 2. The origin of the 1988 D Lincoln PNN. Why the 1988 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities of the United States Mint. It carries the small but powerful D mint mark just below the date, symbolizing its origin in Denver, Colorado. This penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which had been in circulation since 1959. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side proudly shows the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, while the reverse side displays the Lincoln Memorial, an American symbol of unity, liberty, and remembrance. Part 3. What makes this coin special? Most people overlook the 1988 D penny as common, but serious collectors know there's more than meets the eye. The special varieties and minting errors in this coin are what make it so valuable. During 1988, the U.S. Mint used different die designs, and some Denver minted pennies accidentally used a reverse design intended for the 1989 penny. This small mistake created one of the most sought-after modern rarities in U.S. coinage history. Part 4. The 1988 D reverse of 1989 error. Here's where things get fascinating. The 1988 D reverse of 1989 variety is the key. On these rare coins, the design of the Lincoln Memorial on the back has subtle differences, especially the initials FG, standing for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the reverse. On the 1988 D reverse of 1989 coin, the letters FG appear bolder, closer to the memorial, and the G has a distinct open loop, unlike the regular 1988 D reverse. Only a trained eye or magnification can spot it, and that's why many people still have these treasures sitting unnoticed in their coin jars. Part 5. How the error happned. During late 1988, the U.S. Mint was preparing the new dies for the upcoming 1989 penny. Due to production overlap, some Denver dies accidentally mixed with the new reverse design and were used to strike 1988 dated pennies. The result was a small batch of coins bearing the 1988 date but with the 1989 reverse design. This accidental transition error became a goldmine for collectors decades later. Part 6. Material and composito. And the 1988 D penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. This composition was adopted in 1982, replacing the solid bronze formula used before. Though lighter and cheaper to produce, these zinc-based cents are more prone to corrosion. Finding one in pristine condition, especially with the rare reverse design, is incredibly difficult, and that's what drives the value higher and higher. Part 7. Identifying a rare 1988 D PNNY. If you want to check your own 1988 D penny, look closely at the reverse side using a magnifying glass. Focus on the designer initials FG near the bottom right of the Lincoln Memorial. Compare them to a normal 1988 penny. If the initials are sharper, closer to the building, and shaped like the 1989 design, congratulations, you might be holding a rare treasure worth thousands. Part 8. Grade and condition. Condition means everything in coin collecting. A circulated 1988 D penny may only be worth face value, but if it's uncirculated, with no scratches or wear, the price can rise dramatically. In mint state grades like MS65, MS66, or MS67, these coins become highly desirable. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC have authenticated several of these error varieties, and each graded example increases in value the higher the grade. Part 9. Market value range. Let's talk about money. The normal 1988 D penny in average circulated condition is worth just 1 cent. But the rare 1988 D reverse of 1989 variety can bring incredible sums. Some examples have sold for $3,000, $5,000, and even over $10,000 depending on grade. The highest recorded auction value soared above $20,000 for a gem-quality uncirculated specimen. But there's an even more legendary figure, a high-grade certified example reportedly valued at a jaw-dropping $222,676 due to its pristine condition and demand among elite collectors. Part 10. Why collectors love it. Collectors adore this coin because it represents a turning point in minting history. It's not just about the metal, it's about the story. A simple die mix-up created a bridge between two eras of Lincoln cents. It's a symbol of how even the smallest mistake can create something incredibly valuable. Every serious Lincoln cent collector dreams of finding this exact error coin. Part 11. How to search your CNS. If you're serious about coin hunting, start checking your 1988 D pennies. Use bright lighting and a magnifier or coin loop. Compare the FG initials, inspect the details on the Lincoln Memorial, and look for signs of sharpness. Search coin rolls, old jars, and collections. Many people have found rare 1988 D pennies hiding in plain sight, forgotten for decades. Part 12. Auction records and real sales. Over the years, the 1988 D reverse of 1989 penny has made headlines in coin auctions. One example sold through heritage auctions for thousands of dollars, drawing huge interest from collectors worldwide. Every time a high-grade piece appears for sale, bidding wars erupt. The rarity and historical importance continue to drive the value upward, making this penny one of the modern marvels of U.S. numismatics. Part 13. How to preserve your CNS. If you think you might have a valuable 1988 D penny, never clean it. Cleaning damages the surface and reduces its value. Instead, store it in a soft plastic flip or airtight holder to prevent scratches. Handle it carefully by the edges only, and consider having it graded by a professional coin service for authentication and preservation. Part 14. The future value experts predict that as time passes and fewer examples remain in good condition, the value of the 1988 D-era penny will continue to rise. Coins like these tell a story of minting evolution and human error that can never be repeated. For new collectors and treasure hunters, this coin offers an exciting chance to own a small piece of American history with a big price tag. Part 15. Conclusion and call to action. And so now you know the hidden story of the 1988 D Lincoln penny, a small cent with a big legend behind it. From its Denver roots to its rare reverse design, it has transformed from pocket change into a collector's dream worth over $222,000. Imagine finding one in your change today. That's the magic of coin collecting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more amazing stories, values, and secrets from the world of rare coins. Like this video, share it with other coin lovers, and keep checking your change. You never know when you might discover a fortune hiding in plain sight. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most surprising coins from modern America, the 2002 D Lincoln penny. This small 1-cent coin might look ordinary at first glance, but some rare versions of this coin have been sold for astonishing prices, even reaching the incredible value of $222,675. Imagine a single penny from your old change jar being worth more than a luxury car. That's the power of coin collecting, and that's the beauty of the 2002 D Lincoln cent. Part, the origin of the Lincoln PNNY. The story of the Lincoln penny begins more than a century ago, in 1909, when the United States Mint introduced the first coin featuring President Abraham Lincoln to celebrate his 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became an instant icon of American history and pride. Through the years, the Lincoln penny evolved, but the heart of it remained the same, a tribute to one of America's greatest leaders. Part, the transition to the 2002 D PNNY. Fast forward to 2002, the Lincoln penny was still one of the most produced coins in America. The 2002 D penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, under the United States Mint's continuous effort to supply the nation's coinage needs. Billions of these coins were made, but hidden among them were a few rare examples with unique features that make collectors' hearts race. Those rare coins are the ones that can reach values beyond imagination. Part, the design and SYMBOLSM. The obverse side of the 2002 D penny features the classic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty," on the left, and the date, 2002, with the mint mark, D, on the right. On the reverse side, we see the famous Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of unity, strength, and history. If you look closely, you can even see the tiny figure of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. Every detail of this coin tells a story about America, its struggle, and its perseverance. Part, what makes the 2002 D penny special: center strikes, where the design is not perfectly centered on the planchet, and broad strikes, where the rim appears wider and uneven. These coins can be worth from a few $100s to tens of thousands, depending on their condition and rarity. But the rarest and most flawless examples are the ones that reach staggering auction prices above $200,000. Part, the minting process and hidden RRITs. Each year, the Denver Mint produces billions of coins, but during the minting process, even the most advanced machines can create errors. The 2002 D penny is one of those coins where a few batches escape the mint with these mistakes. Because they are so few, they become incredibly valuable. Collectors are always on the hunt for these rare 2002 D pennies with sharp doubling, off-center images, or brilliant uncirculated surfaces that shine like mirrors. Part, grading and value. The value of any coin depends heavily on its condition. Coin grading systems like PCGS and NGC rank coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A 2002 D penny in average circulation might be worth just 1 cent, but if you have a high-grade mint state coin, especially one graded MS67 or higher, the value can skyrocket. Coins with full luster, no scratches, and sharp details are the ones that attract serious collectors and big auction houses. Part, auction records and market value. Over the years, several high-quality 2002 D Lincoln pennies have been sold for extraordinary prices. Some examples have reached over $10,000, $25,000, and even $222,675 for coins with extreme rarity and perfect grade. These auctions prove that even modern pennies can hold immense value when rarity and condition meet collector demand. The market for Lincoln cents remains strong, with prices continuously increasing for top-graded examples. Part: How to identify a rare 2002 PNNY. To identify if your penny is one of these rare treasures, start by examining it under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust. Check the edges for off-center strikes or any irregular shapes. If the coin has unusual shine or a mirror-like surface, it might be a special proof-like strike. Once you suspect it's special, have it graded by a professional to confirm its authenticity and grade. That's when its true value is revealed. Part: Why collectors love the 2002 PNNY. Collectors love this coin because it represents a modern mystery in the world of US coins. It's still affordable to search for, yet it holds the potential for massive profit. The thrill of finding a rare 2002 penny in your old change or coin roll is like finding buried treasure. Many collectors started with pennies just like these and built entire fortunes around them. Part: The future value and investment potential. As time passes, the number of high-quality 2002 pennies decreases because most of them have been used, scratched, or lost. That's why uncirculated and rare error coins are climbing in value every year. Many experts believe that the 2002 penny, especially with error varieties, could become one of the most sought-after coins in the coming decades. So if you find one, don't let it go cheaply. Its value could multiply in the future. Part: The story behind the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark stands for Denver, one of America's most important mints. It has a rich history of producing some of the highest quality coins in U.S. history. The 2002 penny carries that same tradition. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a product of American craftsmanship, dedication, and history. Each coin minted there has a story to tell. Part: How to sell and profit from your coin. If you think you have a rare 2002 penny, the best thing to do is to have it graded and certified by PCGS or NGC. Once you know its condition and authenticity, you can list it on auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Always compare similar sales before pricing your coin. Remember, patience can earn you more profit. Many sellers who waited for the right moment sold their coins for record-breaking amounts. Part: Final thoughts and CONCLUSO. And the 2002 Lincoln penny is a shining example that even the smallest coin can hold extraordinary value. From its historical roots to its modern-day rarity, it stands as a reminder that treasures are often hiding in plain sight. So the next time you get change from a store or go through your old coin jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a penny worth $222,675 or more. Keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a single cent. This is USA Coins 1, your #1 channel for coin values, history, and hidden treasures. Subscribe now, hit the bell icon, and stay with us for more amazing coin stories from across the United States. Because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune.